Are you looking for ways to increase your retirement income? Now, I know this may sound like a silly question, and I'm saying this may sound like a silly question because I know that only 4% of retirees say they're living their retirement dream, which means there's a lot of folks out there, a lot of people who are retired who just want to do better. Well, if you're one of those folks, you're in luck because in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into the 7 top side hustles that you can use to boost your retirement income in 2024. Now, I'm going to be talking about home-based gigs. I'll tell you about side hustles that have flexible schedules. And I'm also going to tell you about side hustles where you can leverage your existing skills. I think there's really something here for everyone. So watch this video through to its entirety. You're going to get some great tips. I'll tell you about those side hustles right after this break. Welcome back to Over 50 TV. My name is Lou Reyes. Today I'm going to be telling you about the 7 best side hustles to supplement your retirement income in 2024. Now, I want to point something out, something I think is very important for you to know. These gigs that I pick for you, they're doable year-round, which means they have year-round earning potential. I want to point that out because I know how important it is for retirees, for people like you and me. We've got to have that year-round income. Yeah, maybe we do a side hustle part of the year, but you know what? We can do it on our schedule. So if we want to do it year-round, we can. If we want to do it part-time, a few months out of the year, that's okay too. But at least you know they've got year-round potential. Now, before I get into the video, I just want to offer a special invitation to you to join my Side Hustle Rules Patreon page. And on that page, you're going to be able to tune in to me every Saturday morning. I live stream. And on that live stream, what I do is I answer questions about side hustles like these. And I also offer startup tips. I share my business experience. And then I do what I call as a personal guide or a personal tour through your journey, a journey to what I like to think is economic independence through a side hustle or through a full-time business. Now, there's a link to my Side Hustle Rules Patreon page in the description box of this video. So now let's dive into our 7 side hustles. Pressure washing. This is number 1 on my list. It's for those of you out there who enjoy working outside, don't mind getting your hands a little bit dirty. Now, pressure washing is a side hustle where retirees use pressure washing equipment to clean an outdoor surface like a driveway, a sidewalk, a deck, or maybe you're going to be cleaning aluminum siding. It's something that I did early in my career, rented a pressure washing machine, put it in the trunk of my car, drove to a customer's house, took it out with my buddy, and we ended up cleaning their aluminum siding. It was a great gig. I loved it. And what you do is you just spray the surface. I sprayed the surface with high pressure water, and I was removing the dirt on the aluminum siding, the grime or the mold that was on there. It's really an ideal side hustle for somebody who's an active retiree who, like I said, you enjoy working outside, you want to earn some extra income, and you're providing a valuable service. A lot of folks really want this kind of service. Now, what about income potential? Well, according to HomeGuide.com, it's a professional pressure washing business or company is going to make anywhere from $50 to $160 per hour on average, which they say breaks down to about 40 cents per square foot. What you actually make is going to depend on the type of surface that you're cleaning. It's a nice gig. You make good money. If you like working outdoors, you know what? This gig could be for you. Virtual bookkeeper. This is one of my all-time favorite side hustles. I think it's great for retirees. What you're doing is you're providing bookkeeping services to small businesses. You're managing their financial records. You're helping to reconcile their accounts. And then, you're helping them prepare financial statements. It may sound like a lot of work, and it is. It's a lot of work. You make really good money doing it. But I'm going to tell you how you can get into it. We're going to talk about that in just a second or two. But let me give you some reasons why I love it. Number 1, it's flexible. There's a lot of flexibility with this. Working from home, work on your schedule. I also like the fact that there's low overhead. You need an internet connection. You got to have a computer. You want some accounting software. But yeah, it's low overhead. You're working out of your home. It's an in-demand skill. It's another reason I love it. There's a lot of folks who want a good bookkeeper. It's also scalable. You get 1 client, 2 clients. Word of mouth means you're going to get 3, 4, or more. It's great supplemental income. And speaking of supplemental income, the income potential is pretty good. According to bookkeepers.com, you could start out, somebody who's just starting out can earn $20 to $50 per hour providing bookkeeping services to businesses. Now you've got some more experience, you can make $30, $40, $50 or more. There's people, they say, according to their website, according to bookkeepers.com, who are making $100 to $150 an hour. Easy to get started. I want to say easy. Maybe it's not so easy, but you know what? It's not so hard. You can take courses. Coursera.org. They have a course. I'm going to put a link in the description box. Maybe that'll be something that you'll want to take if you like this idea. It's called the Intuit Academy Bookkeeping Professional Certificate. Get started. Start slow. Get your business up and running, and before you know it, you've got yourself a good, maybe even a great supplemental income. Online coaching or consulting. This is also one of my favorite gigs. I got to admit it. I love it. I think it's perfect for a retiree, and that's why it's on this list. What do? Well, you're sharing your knowledge and your experience in areas like maybe a career coach or a life coach or a wellness coach, or maybe you're someone like me and you're a business consultant. You're helping small businesses. And you do all of this through virtual sessions, or maybe you do a workshop or two. And why I think this is ideal for a retiree, and why I know a retiree can excel as an online coach or a consultant, is because we've got that extensive experience. We've got life wisdom. We've got strong communication skills. I've never met anybody who's older, who's a retiree, who doesn't have great to good communication skills, because we're confident. We also have empathy, and I think that's very important in a gig like this. We've got that desire to give back. So what's the income potential? I've never seen anyone make less than $50 an hour, and that may be for a life coach, but also for a business coach, you're going to the upper end where you're making $200, $300, $400 or more per hour. But this is a great gig for someone out there who is looking to make a great supplemental income. You want to work a few hours a week, and you really make or could make a full-time income just by working a few hours. It's a great gig for retirees. Virtual assistant. Now, this is a great gig that is for someone who wants to work out of your house. And it's way different, obviously, than when I mentioned the person who might want to do pressure washing, somebody who likes to being outside, doesn't mind getting their hands dirty. Well, you know what? This is the opposite, but it's a great opposite. You're a virtual assistant. You're offering administrative or clerical services to businesses. You're doing it remotely. You're maybe managing their emails or scheduling appointments or handling data entry, those kinds of tasks that are important, but you can do it virtually. Now, I think retirees shine as virtual assistants. You've got a wealth of experience. You've got top-notch organizational skills. If you worked in an office for any length of time, and I'm talking about a few years, you've got those top-notch organizational skills. And then, of course, you're going to become the backbone of that remote support that is needed by that business that hires you. And they're hiring you because you're dependable, you're adaptable, and you are an ace. And I'm going to say you're an ace at handling a variety of tasks. You know what? You've done it. You're a multitasker. It makes a retiree, and what I just say is an indispensable ally for a business owner, somebody who needs administrative help from afar. Now, what's the income potential? Well, according to ZipRecruiter, a virtual assistant in my area, and I'm talking about my area because that's the area that I can give you information on, is making about $25 per hour. Now, this is for general office work. If you're someone who's doing other types of work, maybe that require different skills or a different education, you could make potentially, and I would say you probably will make more. But this is another one of those great gigs for a retiree who wants to earn that supplemental income. Online tutoring. Most folks, when they talk about online tutoring, what they're talking about or what they're thinking about is, I'm going to teach, say, English as a second language. I'll do it online. I'll teach that. I'll be a tutor. Or maybe you're thinking about some other academic skill, history or science or some other topic like that. But there is also online tutoring for crafts or art or music. And what I find is those types of classes or online tutoring that you do will pay a lot more. And I think retirees are awesome online tutors because you've got loads of life experience. Maybe you've got some skills, some craft knowledge that you know and you can share. You're also patient, is what I find with online tutors who are older, who are retirees. You're also a great listener for the most part, and you can explain things in a way that's easy to understand. I find this is true with most retirees. You also can make learning fun by bringing your real-world life experience examples into the mix, and that makes it so much fun. So yeah, online tutoring for retirees is a great way to make supplemental income. And speaking of supplemental income, what's the income potential? Well, for a standard tutor, like I said, maybe teaching English as a second language or some academic skill, you're making $23. According to Indeed.com, you're making $23.85 an hour. If you're in Ohio, that's the standard tutor. But I'm also saying if you're teaching a skill, a specific skill that you know, and that skill could be a craft skill. It could be, as I said, music or art. You can make a lot more. So consider being an online tutor. Dog walker, pet sitter, great side gig, side hustle, great way to make supplemental income if you are retired. Friend of mine, she does this gig part-time, makes good money, loves her job. She was telling me over the weekend how happy she is that she decided to go ahead and do this gig. So what I'm telling you is what I know, what I've heard, and she's not the only one who's told me that they love this gig. And what you're doing is you're basically providing care and companionship for pets while their owners are away or they're unable to attend to their pet. Now, if you're a pet sitter, which is something that another friend of mine does, and he loves doing it, but he told me he spends like the weekend at a person's house, and he does this every so often for a couple of couples that he works with. He loves doing it, but he is a pet sitter, so he visits the clients, what he calls his clients' home, feeds the pets, replenishes their water. He gives one or two of my, I know he said he gives them some medication, so I guess he says it's just an important part of the job, so he does that if it's needed. But he also does some playtime with them, and he keeps the pets happy. He says he really enjoys that type of gig. But what's the income potential? Because that's really what you want to know. Well, according to time2pet.com, a dog walker will typically charge between $20 and $30 for a 30-minute dog walking service. Great gig, great side hustle, great way for earning supplemental income. Window washing storefronts. And yes, I did say window washing storefronts. You're window washing, you're doing a storefront, which means you're washing the windows at a business. And usually what I find is businesses will pay more than if you were doing this gig, maybe at a home at a residential property. But a window washing a storefront is a side hustle that just simply involves cleaning the exterior windows of a commercial building. And it could be a storefront, as I said. It also could be maybe a small business. Maybe it's a small manufacturing concern that you're going in, and you're going in once a week or once a month, or maybe every other week, and you're cleaning the windows. It's fairly easy, kind of a side hustle. It's great for an active retiree who does enjoy being outdoors, and you can just really take advantage of this opportunity to be outside, and you're doing a pretty good service. I'd say a valuable service for a small business, and you're using basic equipment. So it's not this huge investment that you've got to make, and you're just using that cleaning solution, and you're removing that dirt, that dust, that grime. We all know what a window washer does, but you're doing it for a business, and you're doing it on a regular basis for clients that you get to know over time. So what's the income potential? Because that's really what you want to know, isn't it? Well, according to HomeAdvisor.com, the price of a commercial window person cleaning a window is about $5 to $15 per window. Now, it's going to depend on the area, the size of the window, which is why the range is 5 to 15. It could actually be even more than that. You're going to work that price out with the business owner. But I find that when you're doing a window, you're doing more than one. So it's not like you're going and you're doing a $5 or a $15 window. Chances are you're doing large panes. Maybe you're doing a half dozen of them or more. So yeah, you can make some pretty good supplemental income with this gig. Well, there you go, my friends. I've just told you about 7 side hustles that I think are great ways for you to make supplemental income. And I tried to cover all the bases. I wanted to present to you a side hustle that you can do outside if you like, or a couple side hustles that you can do outside if you want to enjoy the weather, you want to be outdoors. I also gave you a bunch of side hustles, a few side hustles that you can do indoors. And then what I also made sure to mention to you is how much money you can make, because I believe from what I see, yeah, you can make some pretty good supplemental income. A lot of this is always predicated on how much effort you put into it. But I get a lot of messages here on Over 50 TV. A lot of folks want to make or need to make some extra money. Just gave you 7 ways to do it. Again, that's all I have for you. I will ask you, go ahead and subscribe if you got value in this video. Consider joining us, becoming a member of my Patreon page, my Side Hustle Rules Patreon page. That's where I really get down and deep when it comes to talking about how to build these side hustles. That's all I got for you. Have a great day, everybody.